Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. So today we're doing a wool test, and for that we have the Alaska Uni from Grundle, and you see here a lovely yellow color. So the number is 10 if you want the exact one. Here it is. So I did take a little bit out, and I can definitely confirm it's super cuddly and super soft. So it's out of 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and it's 100 grams per 75 meters or 3.5 ounces and 82 yards. Needle size is 10 to 12. And yeah, I want to try this out, and I'll do 2 spools for this project. As recommended, I'll be using my 12mm needle. So we will do a loop scarf just to see how well we can crochet this type of wool. So here's my beginning thread. We're gonna do chains, and I'll do about 120 centimeters of length, so about 1.3 yards. So I'm not counting this time because you might do this a little bit looser or tighter than how I'm doing it. So you may be using different wool as well, and that's why we are doing length instead of the number of chains. So the method is still the same with this project. So we will be doing a simple loop scarf with half trebles. So this is pretty fast as well, and it's nice on my hand. It isn't doing anything weird. So here is my base row, a bit over 120 centimeters. I measured it. So now we want to put it in a loop shape, so in a circle shape, without any twists happening. So you always have the V's visible on the one side, so we're doing a round. Check and fix any twist that you might find. Really important, you don't want any twists. And then we can take our needle and go through the first stitch. It might be tricky with a super thick needle, but all in all, you can do it. Let me do that again. So through and through, there we are, and we have our final shape or size. 2 chains for the height, and we will start with half trebles. So yarn over the needle, go through, and pull the thread through all 3 loops on the needle. So you see our volume that we get? Here is the beginning of our round, so you can get a first impression already. I'll do a bit more and then I'll show you what I have. So stay tuned to see what it looks like after a bit. So I'm here where I did the 2 chains. I'll do just a slip stitch through those, and then again 2 chains for the height. And let's start with the half trebles again. But this time we won't go through our stitches as we usually would. So instead we're going underneath those, and I'll show you how. So here in the bigger spots that you can always easily find when you pull the two stitches apart. And it's the same method, just go through the bigger hole instead of the original one. So it should be even easier to do because the spot is even easier to find. That way it's a little bit tighter on here, so I'll finish the entire row and then I'll show you what I have. And you see how fast this is. So there is no other option but to go through, otherwise I'd go through the actual half treble. So the easiest way is the right way today. So here we are, so now we will do it all around. I'm at the end of my round, so I'm again doing a slip stitch around the 2 chains in the beginning. There we go, and again 2 chains for the height, and we continue with the half trebles. So you see here the effect that we have, super pretty and definitely super fluffy. So this is what I call deeper stitches, and you can clearly see why. And yeah, I'll do 2 spools total this way for our scarf. The first spool is already about halfway done. So yeah, our scarf will have about double the width compared to what I have now. I'll do a total of 6 rows in its height or width as you like. So yeah, I'll do that real quick and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. So I'm almost at the end of my spool, so I do have a bit left over that's not enough for a new round. So I'll stop here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a bit more than what I thought, but it's still a really great size, and I can tell you the 12mm needle worked great. So it's not too tight and it's super nice and cuddly, apart from it being super fast to do. So it's also a great result in the end. So I'd say if you have a bit of experience, you can finish this in under an hour. A beginner might need 2 or 2.5, but that's still pretty cool and pretty fast for a scarf. So yeah, super cuddly winter scarf. So all that is left to do is shorten the end thread, and I'll leave about 10 to 15 centimeters, so 5 inches, I think that's supposed to be just fine. And then we go through here again. So this stitch should be a bit tighter. Pull tight and we can weave this in. So I'll take a bit smaller needle and I'll hide the end stitch through and once again back like this. So you can see that we are going into the last stitch. So here it looks the same and we're good to go. Our very last step is to weave the rest in, so the rest of that thread and of the beginning thread as well. And yeah, I want to show you where I changed the thread from the first to the second spool. So I just continued with it as if it was the same thread all along. You can even check that out. I did a separate video on how to do that, but you see that it's not visible at all in the end. So it's a really cool trick to know. If you don't know how to do this, feel free to check out the channel and find that specific video. So yeah, it's really easy to do and the result is very pretty in the end. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you're gonna give us a thumbs up. And yeah, as always, feel free to subscribe. That way you can stay updated with all the new videos that we post. And if you do have something to share, any feedback or questions or whatever, the comment section is below the video. So I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye!